My Evo 8 is too slow. We need to fix that. No, you're kidding me. All the work that I already just did, I have to redo. I'm gonna do something today I haven't done in probably over a year, and that is take out my old girl. Oof. Hopefully there's enough battery. Come on, girl. What's that? What's that noise? You never heard that noise before, have you? Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. Today is a nice, chill Sunday. Usually Bobby and I hang out on Sundays, as you guys know. But Bobby is at work at the coffee stand, so that leaves me with like 5 hours of chilling at the shop and starting a new build, starting a new project today. I'm sure you guys that ride and that have wives can relate. Bobby always wants me to get rid of the bike, so I promised her years ago, like 5 years ago probably, that I would get rid of the bike when we have kids. We don't have kids yet, but we are married, so kids are coming soon. I'm sure of it. So that doesn't leave me with much time left to ride. Piston crate. Good boy. Good boy. That's a good boy. The Evo 8 is the new build. You guys might be a little bit confused. A lot of you guys saw this coming. It was bound to happen eventually. This car, in all of its glory, is just not quick enough. It only made 500 wheel, 550 wheel maybe. Went ahead and got the car up on the lift. We have quite a bit of things that we are upgrading. Turbo kit, turbo itself, fuel system, entire fuel system, fuel pumps, injectors, fuel line kit, a few little things inside the engine. I'm hoping we can get all of this knocked out by the time the NSX comes back, which is about 3, maybe 4 days from now. I figured since we're done with the new STI, this will be a perfect time to go ahead and knock this out. a ton of progress has been made so far. We are ready to start working on the turbo kit. I'm just gonna pull the whole kit together. So the manifold, the turbo, the O2 housing, the wastegate, all of that is just gonna come off as one unit. Well, here we are. Turbo kit is removed. That is one nice kit. JMF manifold, dual ball bearing AGT turbo, MAP dump, turbo smart wastegate. That kit would have made 600 plus with bigger fuel pumps. Being that we're already this far, we may as well go ahead and pull out the motor. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We ain't gonna go that far this time. I do need to dig into the motor. I'm going from the OEM lifters, which I should have done this a long time ago. OEM lifters are loud. I'm gonna go to the GSC zero tick lifters. I can't stand how noisy the OEMs are. Let's keep tearing this thing down. The OEM AC condenser is gonna be in our way. I don't know if I've mentioned to you guys yet, but we are going to a forward facing turbo setup on the Evo 8. So our new turbo is gonna sit right here. Obviously it can't sit right here if all of this is in the way. So all this needs to be pulled out. I'll deal with getting AC working later. For now, I just want this car to be fun. Wasn't really expecting to have to take all of that off just to get that fan out of there, but I did. No big deal. I am really hoping with the turbo and the grill, we can still run the power brace. I love how that looks, but if I can't, I think a big turbo is gonna look a little bit cooler. Before we start slopping on the new turbo stuff, I need to go through the motor and do what I wanna do. Primarily those zero tick lifters. So we're gonna have to pull off timing cover, upper and lower, valve cover, pull off the timing belt, pull the cams out, pull out the factory lifters, and put in the GSCs. It is a lot of work, but it's easier to do that now versus later when the car is back together and I decide that they're still annoying me. I forgot how sucky it was to pull a timing belt on an Evo 8 with the motor in the car. That is off. We can now pop out the cams and rockers and pull out the stock junky lifters. So we got all of the factory OEM lifters out. Here is one of the GSC zero tick lifters. Now visually, from the outside, they look the same. Really the only difference is the GSCs have a stiffer internal spring. So even at lower oil pressures, say at idle, for example, that stiffer spring is gonna keep this thing at the proper height. Whereas these start to collapse when you're at idle with lower oil pressure. Now, some people on the internet say you don't need to bleed out your lifters. You do. You do definitely need to bleed out your lifters. So what I like to do, grab a bin, a plastic bin, grab some oil, fill your bin up with oil, and we're gonna soak the lifters in there overnight. So I'm gonna take all the lifters, just drop them in the oil, come back tomorrow and get them bled. Bleeding the lifters is pretty easy. You just grab a small pin or a small Allen wrench and you insert it right in this hole here. Now you're gonna push down. This is gonna push down the ball and spring internally. Push it down like that. Take the piston with the other hand, push the piston down. Now you wanna do this while it's submerged in oil, like we have there. And you do that until the lifter is hard, meaning there's no air left. So what I do, go like that, have it in the oil, bam, push down. It's solid, meaning there's no air left. It is full of oil, fully bled out. They get installed just like factory. Drop her down in there. Now we can go ahead and install the rockers, camshafts, get this thing retimed, and hopefully by the end of the day, have a complete motor once again. So I did go ahead and install a Kegley HLA. All the HLA does, and it's relatively cheap, 165 bucks. Now what the Kegley HLA does is keep a constant 15 PSI at the lash adjusters, and it keeps more oil in the oil pan, which is where we want it. Highly recommend. That is one more thing I should have done when I built the motor, but I didn't. Our engine is now back together, fully timed, of course, with the upgrades installed. If you guys remember back to dyno day, we lost the AC compressor. That's something that I tried to rebuild here myself and clearly did not do it right. So the clutch assembly just literally grenaded on the dyno. So I bought a good used low mileage OEM AC compressor. Got that installed. Even though this car is going forward facing, I do still want to retain AC, so we'll have to deal with that later on. There's one more thing to install on this engine. That is an upgrade over factory that I should have done a long time ago. And that is the ATI Super Damper. Hold up. No. No. You're kidding me. I really messed up. I had no idea. I've never installed one of these on the 8 or 9, any 4G for that matter. This is the lower timing sprocket. Meaning, if I want to run this, all the work that I already just did, I have to redo. This is something I'm going to set aside for a different day. I most likely will have the timing cover off again for something else in the future, but to pull it again right now, it's such a pain. You know what? Whatever. I'm just going to do it. I'm just gonna do it. Let's pull everything back apart. It could be worse. We could have like the turbo kit on and everything else in the way. So as of right now, we gotta pull upper and lower timing covers off. The water pump pulley's gotta come back off. And of course, untime the motor. Kind of sucks. Such is life. I got the car torn back down. Before we install this, I do need to do some trimming on the lower timing cover, as this gets bolted on the crank, and then this has to go over that. This bolts to that. As you can see, that ain't gonna work. So I need to do some mods. All of the timing is back together. Motor is once again 100% complete with the ATI damper sitting on there. Now with the damper, it's actually bigger than the OEM one, so you do need a different belt whether or not you're gonna run AC. So I need to figure that out. But other than that, I think we are ready to start tinkering with the turbo kit. Well guys, that is going to be a wrap on the day. Hope you enjoyed. Tomorrow should be the day the entire turbo kit goes on, and maybe go on a first drive.